Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Now this is the another topic which is very important for that the practicing of the democracy and which gives the popularity, which is the main reason behind it for the popularity of this form of government. So what it says that institutional representation of democracy. Which institution is representing? And what is the institutional representation of democracy? How it represents? So first of all, it comes about that universal adult franchise. Rule of one man, one vote. Means that one man, one vote means that every person, their vote is valued one. One vote, one value. This is the meaning of this, the rule of one man, one vote. This is an important element. Is the institutional democracy, which includes the universal adult franchise, is an important element of adult franchise. This principle is based on equality of citizens. Equality means that without any discrimination. It should not be based on any type of the discrimination, whether it is the gender or caste, class, race, any. It should not be practiced. It should be based on that, the equality of citizens. Because democracy does not discriminate between males and females, which is also known as the gender differences, rich and poor, economic differences, literate and illiterate. Everyone, they have this right to. And what is the importance about this? Universal adult franchise is based on political equality. Everybody has equal political right in a democratic country. There is no discrimination on the grounds of the qualification. This is of the race, caste, income, qualification and color. So this is all about that, the democracy. In India, all the male and the female citizens. What is this? Whosoever is the 18 years and above, they have this right to vote. They avail these facilities. They can participate in the election process of the government. So they are eligible to vote and elect their representatives fearlessly, provided that one must not be declared a criminal, bankrupt, and of unsound mind. Only these citizens who they are having some different types of the disability, who they are, or they are the bankrupt or the criminal background people, they cannot participate in the voting process. Rule of one man, one vote. This is very important. One man, one vote. It is an important element of the adult franchise. Then it is given about that, the importance of this. What is the importance? Then it comes about that this universal adult franchise, it assures a true democratic government. True democratic government means that the democracy, the real power is in the hands of the people. If the entire citizen of the country, they have this right, then the government is popularly elected by the people. Each and every citizens, they are the participant in this. They are participating in this process. So it is often accepted that the government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. What that? In the beginning slide only we have gone through about this. This definition has been given by Abraham Lincoln. All the people should have equal rights without any discrimination, and the system of universal adult franchise is based on this principle, and it establishes a true and strong democratic government. True and strong means each and every citizen, they have this right and they are participating in the process of the election of the government. It makes the government also very responsible to its people as everyone is participating. It is because the government is set up by popular voice. When the government does not do as per the demands of the people, there is very chance of the party in power to be replaced by the another in the next election. So this is the moment if suppose that the citizens, they are not satisfied with the working of the government. So the political party, whosoever is ruling the government or playing the role of the leading role to govern the country, there is a very fair chance in the next general elections they may lose the governance of the. The universal adult franchise makes the government responsible and accountable to the people. So this is the government becomes the responsible as well as the accountable means answerable to the people. The people, they have the right, they can raise their voice, and the government is supposed to answer the question asked by the people. Then it is about that the election, which is the very important part of the democracy. This is the popular participation of the people in a democratic country without any discrimination. No gender discrimination, no caste class discrimination is being followed in a democracy. Everybody has the equal political right. This means that the right to vote. In India, there is a constitutional provision. What elections are actually, what it is. What is the election actually? Elections are significant components of a democratic system. It is very significant. In a democratic country, elections are conducted by independent agencies. Election Commission is an independent agency and it is their responsibility to conduct the elections, and the people of a country that would be able to elect their representatives fearlessly. So we have the setup of the independent election body and fearlessly the people can participate in the elections. In India, there is a constitutional provision for an independent body which conducts free and fair elections in our country. And this body is popularly known as the Election Commission of India. Then it comes importance of election in a democracy. Not only in the context of our country, but what is the importance? It is often said that no election, no democracy. Without election, there is no democracy. It cannot follow or it cannot practice in a way how it is to be practiced. So what it says, we cannot set up a democratic government without having an independent electoral system. So how it can be practiced? No election, no democracy. So how to conduct an election? We must have to develop an institution which is known as the independent electoral system. So what is the work been done by this? This is through the free and fair elections, people are able to elect efficient representatives who play a vital role in controlling and directing the executive to work for the common people. This is actually the importance. Free and fair elections, it gives a chance through which the people can elect the very efficient representatives who can control and direct the executive and work for the welfare of the common people and for the development of the country. In the absence of elections, no one can think of a government that would work in the interest of the people. Without the election, if suppose the representatives or the government has been elected, then it is 100% true that they would not work in the interest of the people. So, what it is said about that? The elections assured a good, popular, and the responsible government. In the later part, we will have to discuss about that, how we are going to elect the popular government with the help of the political parties. In the next slides or in the another slide we have to discuss. Then this is the process of the election. What it says that secret ballot. This is what we are going to discuss. No election, no. A bad government, as per the ratings of the people, can only be changed through free and fair and fearless elections. Not only that, the absence of elections, but the bad government, if suppose that the people elected the government, but the government is not working in a fair manner. So that type of the government is considered as the bad government. So with this rating, what happens? The people, they have the chance. After every 5 years, there is the election in our country. This is the constitutional provisions. We have the right to change the government. So according to this, the people, they are having a very fair chance, and fearlessly they can change the government in the next general elections. In an indirect democracy, people use their power by casting their votes in the elections. In absence of elections, no one can think of a government that would work in the interest of the people. So the elections assured a good, popular, and responsible government. Now coming to discuss with the secret ballot, what it says. The secret ballot is essential to ensure free and fair elections. Here the training has been given. This is of the EVM, electronic voting machine. What is this? This is electronic voting machine. And in this picture, this woman is casting her vote with the method of the secret ballot. So what is this, the secret ballot? This is been hidden. This EVM machine is been hidden with this curtain. Here the training has been given and the process has been showing over here. So the secret ballot is essential to ensure free and fair elections. The use of secret ballot helps the voters to cast their vote freely and fearlessly. Means that one curtain has been there and the EVM machines are kept over there. The moment the voter enters, no one can see that particular voter or individual, or especially that the EVM. The voting machines is not visible to outsiders or anyone else whosoever is present over there. So it is properly means that hidden inside a curtain. The voter gets inside according to their choice fearlessly. They can just click the button. Whosoever they wanted to elect as a leader of the country. So what it says that in this system, the voter's name is kept a secret. Voter's name, suppose that if I am casting my vote, my name is to be kept as a secret. The ballot used by the voter to cast his vote does not mention name, address, etc. of the voter. Secret ballot system is a means to a strong democratic government. So the name is not been declared whom I have given the vote, in which name of the candidate I have casted my. So what it is says that the voter is free from any sort of pressure under the secret ballot system. So this is the importance of the secret ballot. Voter is completely free, fearlessly and free. This system brings the desired changes in the government without creating any tension, because up to the last moment of the declaration of result, no one is sure of who his or her result. No any political party, no any leader, political leader, they are knowing about that whether they are going to win the election or to lose the election. So a voter need not have to tell anyone to whom he or she has given the vote or going to give the. This secrecy has to be maintained by the voters as well, by the individuals as well. Even after casting the vote, one may keep it secret of the name of his favorite candidate. Even suppose that if I am going to cast the vote in favor of any of the candidate, it is my responsibility not to tell the name of the candidate whom I have given the vote. So the secret ballot system is a means to a strong democratic government. This is means to a strong democratic government can be set up with the help of the secret ballot. This is the importance of the secret ballot. Then next it comes about that what is the process? What is the process for the elections in our country? Process for an election. So what is the process? This is the first one. But before this, the work which is done by the election commission. An election consists of several processes which carried out by the election commission. This is the process of an election. This is the responsibility of the election commission. First of all, what is the work done by them? Is the notification of election dates. First, they have to announce the dates. So, the first process of the election commission for an election is to notify the date of the election, and the notification is publicized through media, both print and electronic. So, this is both print and electronic means that in the magazine, newspapers, as well as from the TV channels, from the radios. So this is the first and the most important work of the election commission, notification of election dates. After this, the notification, they have the second process is the selection of candidates. Moment the announcement comes about that the election dates, all the political parties select their efficient candidates for the different constituencies. The entire country is divided into the constituencies. Most probably last year in the Standard 6, you have gone through about that. The Panchayati Raj system, wards are there in the municipal corporation and the councils or municipalities also. The wards have been there for the Lok Sabha elections, which is also known as general elections. Constituencies are there. So, as according to the population, the entire country is divided into the number of constituencies. Presently in our country, we have 543 constituencies. So, what it says about that, then the efficient leaders, now they are selecting the leader who can contest the election from that particular constituency. Sometimes these parties support independent candidates where they consider themselves not capable enough to defeat the independent candidate. Independent candidates are the leaders. They are not just joining any of the political party. With that, the independent figure, they are contesting the elections. Next, it is about that the filling of the nomination paper. So what comes under this? All the selected candidates fill up their nomination papers in front of the election authority. Whosoever the election authority is there, all the leaders, first the political parties, they select their leaders who can contest the elections from the different constituencies. After this selection, these leaders, they are going to the election authorities wherever they are, or in which constituencies, whichsoever the constituencies they are going to that the local election authorities office or the local election offices to to file their nomination. Then each candidate is required to deposit security money for contesting the elections, and the money is refundable to the candidates who withdraw their names or polled at least 1/6 votes of the total votes polled. 1/6 means whatever the number of the voters they are casting their vote, their 1/6 of the vote, if suppose that any of the candidate has secured, their money has been funded. The security money has been refunded. So this is about the nomination process. Then next it is the scrutiny of nomination paper. Means all the nominations papers are checked, scrutinized. They are properly checked by an officer of the election commission and known for the returning officers. These election officers who they are supposed to check or to scrutinize the nomination forms or the nomination of the candidates. Those election commission, officers of the election commission, that particular post is known as the returning officers. Returning officers, if suppose the candidate is not fulfilling the criteria as a candidate to contest the elections, their nomination has to be returned. So this way it is the returning officers who ensures that the candidate is eligible to contest and her nomination papers are properly filled. So this is the work done by the returning officer. One who wants to withdraw oneself from the contest can do so with the dates fixed for the purpose. Even though suppose that many of the candidates they are filing their nomination, but a certain date is also been announced by the election commission if suppose they did not feel comfortable to contest the election. So before that the date they can just ask for the return back of their nomination form. They can withdraw. Next point is allotment of election symbols. This is election symbols. Already we are habituated, we know about that. The different political parties, they have the different symbols. So national parties have their permanent symbols. Their symbols are not been changed. Suppose that the Congress is there, they have the permanent symbol. Then BJP is there. We have the Communist Party. We have the Samajwadi Party, RJD. These are some of the political parties. In the later slides, we will have to see that with the name of the party symbols. So, the sum of the political parties, they are having their permanent symbols, and for the other parties, Election Commission provides election symbols to each candidate. Each candidate, they are getting their party symbols, and this is very helpful to those illiterate voters who cannot read the names of the candidates but can trace the symbol of their favorite candidates. So this is the importance of the party symbol for the illiterate citizens who they cannot read whatever the name of the political party is written, but by seeing the symbol at least they can recognize their political leader. Then issuing of election manifestos. What is the manifesto? Every political party, they issue some future plans and programs to attract the voters to cast their votes in favor of the party. How to attract the voters? So their planning has been written. And this written plan is known as the election manifesto. And according to how they are making the plan? To attract the voters. The commitments are written in that. If suppose they are getting a chance to form the government, they can work for the welfare of the people, or whatever the commitment or whatever the planning has been mentioned in the manifesto. But the main thing is that to attract the voters. With the plannings, they can attract, they can cast their vote in favor of the particular political party. Then it is election campaign. Political parties adopt various methods to attract the voters towards their candidates. This is the campaign. For the attraction, they adopt the various methods. Different slogans are there, then different types of that. The songs are there, then public meetings they organize. So this is about that, how to attract the candidates. They organize meetings, house to house campaign, means door to door campaign, put banners and the posters, they distribute pamphlets and the leaflets to appeal the voters to cast the votes in their favor, in the favor of that particular party. So they also take the advantage of electronic media for the campaigning. Then sometimes the ruling party misuse the electronic media in its own interest for such a campaign. This is the negative aspect actually, whichsoever the political party is there, they are taking advantage of their with the power. Then it is about that the voting, which is very important in democracy. Voting, the election commission prepares the voters list well before the election and takes decision for setting up of polling booths in different areas of a constituency. Also known as the voting rolls. This is voting rolls. Means that in a simple way can be taken the example of that the name of the students in the class attendance register. The roll numbers are given over there. The same way the election commission also they are giving that the numbers, which is the voter ID card. In this, the voter ID card, a number has been written over there, which is the identity number of that particular candidate. Candidate means that the voter. Like I also have an identity number written on my voter ID. With that number, I am going to cast my vote. So this is about that the voting. The election commission prepares a voters list before the election and which takes the decision for setting of the polling booths. Wherever in every constituencies, the number of the polling booths are there depends upon that the population of that area, of that constituency. And the people they are supposed to, wherever they are getting their polling booth, they have to go there to cast their vote. Voting is done for a fixed time. Suppose that the morning 7 o'clock it starts and it ends with the 5 o'clock. After the voting is over, the ballot boxes are or the voting machines, EVMs, are sealed and taken to the predetermined place for the being kept under the tight security. This is everything has been fixed prior to the election day. Moment that the voting is over, either the ballot box or the EVM machines are being sealed and with the proper security, it has been kept at one place with the proper security check. Then it comes about that the vote counting. So what it says that the next step after the voting is the counting. All the sealed ballot boxes or the voting machines are brought at one place. Then boxes and they have started calling it for the counting centers where it has been collected and kept when it has been opened, when the date has been announced for that. The date is already announced by the election commission when the counting is going to begin. So this, what it says that, so during this, the counting center functions under the close supervision of the returning officer. This returning officer, one who was checking that the nomination paper of the candidates. Now, under his supervision only, the counting process starts. The counting takes place under the supervision of the returning officers. And during this period, candidates are allowed to stay inside the counting hall so that the votes are counted impartially and correctly. All the candidates, whosoever is contesting the elections, now all the contestants, they can stay inside where the counting is going on, so they can keep an eye upon that the counting process, so the misuse cannot be done. In case of any doubt, the decision of the returning officer is taken as the final decision. Any doubt, whatever the decision is given by the returning officer is the final decision as it has been accepted. Then finally it comes about that the declaration of the result, who is the winner actually. The returning officer declares the results of the election. One who secures the maximum number of votes is considered as elected. As per the democracy works on the majority, principles of majority. So every winner is given a certificate by the returning officer. During the oath ceremony, the returning officers are required to be present in the house, because their presence is very important, because they were the actually the this vigilant during the entire process, right from the nomination, then till that the counting of the votes, as well as the oath taking ceremony.